Okay, here we are. We're with Donald Skinner, longtime studio member, and he's going to talk to us about why he is called Shadow Walker.
Yes. Uh, I chose the name for many reasons. On the surface, it was because I wanted a contemporary sounding name that was noir. Beneath that, almost all my life, I've considered myself to be a man walking in the shadows between a number of different worlds, many of which I can't remember now because there were so many. One, I have always walked the shadows between the old world, our old cultures, and the new cultures. I have always walked the shadows between the urban and the rural. I have always walked the shadows between madness and reason. I've walked the shadows between many other places as well. Probably many to name, probably too many to remember at this given time, but it encapsulates the answer. That's what the deal is. Thank you.
That's
Donald Skinner first came into my studio shortly after we opened in 2006. He was looking for a place to make art and find community. He found it. Donald was a member of the studio and he came weekly to make art until it closed in 2020 due to the COVID pandemic. Over the years, I learned much about Donald. I always took time to sit with him and chat about what was going on in his life. He had a sober community that he greatly valued. Donald also actively participated in writing groups in Portland and loved to do open mics, reading his poetry aloud to others. Donald also shared personal stories that haunted him, from his childhood institutionalization and abuse, addiction and sobriety, and his journey that led him to the life he found in the Pacific Northwest. Donald loved to use rich symbolism in his work. His own art making was vital to his existence. His work included mythical themes exploring meaning in life and often humankind's connection to nature. Many of Donald's drawings included a code at the bottom, a small legend like on a map where he put each color of pencil he used in the piece. He worked at lengths, layering colors in his drawings. Donald's art making was vital to his existence. Donald's spirituality shows through in his work. He was dedicated to make a yearly solstice piece, honoring connections he felt. These seemed to be the pieces he was the most proud of. His vivid work elucidates his strong desire to understand the mysteries of life, as well as the mysteries within. Donald wrote on one of his drawings, "I'd do art for the rest of my life, even if I never sold anything. The joy of drawing or painting images, the showing of respect to my teachers, the love of the muse." Donald loved coming to our First Friday art openings, and whether or not he had art in the show, he always brought cookies and fruit to contribute. He loved to talk to people about art and especially loved to share about his own process. Donald claimed to be a simple man. He lived surrounded by things he loved, his art, comics, and treasures that honored his spiritual side. Donald valued those who were close to him. He also valued his sobriety, 37 years clean the day before his death on May 19th, 2024. I know he will be missed by many. I am honored that I was able to have the friendship we had. Rest well along your journey into the next realm, Shadow Walker.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am the mad artist and tragic poet whose pseudonym is Shadow Walker, and I went to hell, and you can tell by the smell, but you know they ought to banish me for smuggling ice water. Today is my great privilege to read one of my all-time favorites inspired by somebody you probably recognize. It's called Give Me Shelter. Give me shelter is from the negative of me, that my good must surely flee. Though oft evil no outside forces must I fear, but fear those things which are so very near. Give me shelter. Running from that oppressive hand of the only mortal who can understand. My own decadence is my greatest bondage. Give me shelter.